call a meeting at 10 o'clock. We'll go right into adoption of the agenda. Is there any changes?
No changes.
Those of you that are on virtual, just kind of say yes or no. Was there any changes to the agenda?
This is Dallin.
No.
Okay,
This is Tracy. I didn't notice any.
okay. Dave?
Yeah, no, I'm good with the agenda.
Okay, then there'll be no changes or anything, so we'll go right into 3.1. Development permit application 15051-2022.
Yes, so this is for development permit 15-051-2022. The Municipal Planning Commission members attended the property on September 22nd, 2022 at 2 p.m. Members discussed the storage yard area and variance from 2%. As a result, the conditions have been added to accommodate these discussions as highlighted and italicized. Do you want me to just read those? Yeah. So I'll just read those additional conditions BC provided. Storage compound must be confined to one area and shall not exceed 5%, roughly 23,500 square feet of total area until July 1st, 2023. After July 1st, 2023, the size of the storage area shall be reduced to 3%, roughly 14,400 square feet. The storage yard shall be fenced to the satisfaction of the Development Authority to ensure compliance with the size of the area by 2025. The maximum of 4 RVs and trailers can remain parked on the concrete pad with the business shop, otherwise must be stored inside the designated fenced storage area. The applicant shall ensure weed control is completed in compliance with Alberta Weed Control Act. Those were the only 4 that I added.
So that's it. Any questions or comments?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, just a second. Tracy, go ahead.
I thought we had talked about the date being June 1st, not July 1st.
I just gave it the 6 months into the year, so he gets full 6 months.
Okay, thanks very much.
You can go ahead.
Okay, I don't have a thing with the changes, so taking, what you'd like to see is the Brinkman stuff moved off of where it's at, and because really there's only 4 trailers there that are slated as, trying to get that definition between storage and work is what I'm trying to do. Because I've always considered anything that's supposed to come in the shop as just work, right?
Yeah.
There's no charges or
Like,
anything.
in your storage area there, you have some trailers, but there's a lot of other stuff there
Yes,
that is not related to your business.
right, their place to put that, whatever they put in their sea can or whatever, right?
Yeah, like there's generators and
Yeah, well, we
water
work on the
totes and all that.
generators, yes.
And that's not related to your business.
Generators are, sorry.
Oh, okay, generators.
Yes. Out of all those units that were there, I didn't realize, only 4 were slated not to come in the shop. That were actually planters units. 2 of them are getting roofs, another one's getting a wall. And these gotta be done by by the May 1st, and then, of course, they disappear. But we wanna try and keep it, first and foremost, these people out there are gonna be our neighbors, right? And we wanna keep it, I did spend the time and went around and talked to everybody that was available. And they seem all right with it. They just don't want to end up with was there, of course, which I understand. There was quite a mess. Or across our parking lot to the end, like where there's nothing there. All there is a couple of tractors or, construction equipment or whatever, right? And we don't want that either. The whole purpose of this is to narrow down and not, how do I say, stay busy, but not go to the point where we're overbooked like we have been.
Good.
It was my understanding when we went out to do the visit and you guys took measurements and so on, that currently your storage is about 3%. So when you had mentioned putting the storage to 5%, that was using that area so you could add trailers, some trailers to the area that you already have, the storage. And I think that was the intent of keeping the storage area tight and then moving the units that you're working on to your shop.
Yes, I
So-
don't really even want them at where we were at the Quonset. That was just done based on conversation with the planning department and the people around, that not to see a bunch of stuff out there. So I tried to hide them in behind the Quonset and then use their, I guess, those are definitely, there's a bus and a C-can there that are storage stuff, right? That they put all their leftover hoses and that, because they're messy people. They just leave them all laying on the ground, so I'd rather them be contained. I know there's stuff on top of the C-can. I was talking with a buddy of mine, we're gonna take that down, because I don't like the look of it anyways from where we see it. And then I was gonna get them to paint their C-can, so at least it looks pretty. Trees or something, that's what they do, right? So,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think when we had discussed it as a group when we were there, the intent was just to try to keep everything confined in that storage area.
okay,
And then give you, so you have a defined storage area and then you have your work area. So, and with increasing it temporarily, then it was gonna give you the ability to move some of your units in town, that you could move out to the site and have them in that area. So that next year, it would kind of give you that window, hopefully, to be
to
able
allow
to,
it to,
to continue doing your business and then to be able to reduce that amount
which
next
is
year.
where we wanna go, right? Is there an issue with me? I guess that's something I have to talk with the neighbors, because I really, like I say, I don't want them to be where they are. I'd rather just confine it to the gravel, it's, you know, where the shop is.
We kinda thought, you know, just to keep it where it is,
Yep,
cause it's in the back and it's less
out of sight,
out
kind
of
of.
sight back there. And you were gonna do some, or Peter, you were gonna do some setbacks where he could have that?
There are setbacks already on the front for the accessory building. I could do something for the storage yard too.
Yeah.
But that storage yard doesn't have to be there next year, is what I'm just asking, right? We could
Kinda.
adopt it into the other side somehow to make it look good.
We kinda thought it was better there, cause
Okay.
it's more out of sight there.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
And then with your gravel yard, you can have 4 trailers parked there.
Okay, so my question is, where do I go in the winter then for our work for 5 months or 4 months? Because that's usually when we get our big jobs and stuff like that. There's gonna be times where we have to wait for parts. They could be, well, when it comes to RV, they could be a week, they could be 2 months. You know, to me, I don't really consider that storage, but the possibility is there.
Yeah.
I consider it as work, right, coming in and out.
Yeah, but you're allowed 4 units on that gravel pad.
On the big part.
That's your work.
That's gonna make it a pretty vague and
Then you have your storage at the back that you can park.
go up. But that's already limited, is not,
Yeah,
like, to whatever I have there is there, like the Brinkman stuff.
go ahead.
No, that was the part when we were discussing it, that currently, based on the measurements right now, that lot, group that you have is about 3% of the property. And that this would allow you to add 2% more to what's currently there, so that you could add trailers to that area and then just be able to move them back and forth as you're working on them. So if you had something that parts are gonna be 3 weeks, then the intent would have been that that would go to your storage area. And then, I guess when parts come in, then it would come back so that you could work on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna make it pretty hard to, because there's not much room there, not usable room. You know, from where I've got that flat pad that I had Jimmy Foss come in and flatten it, everything else drops right off and into the drainage. So that's why I was trying to, you know, like I said, I'd like it to look good and, sorry. I didn't realize it was gonna make, you know, I don't want it to be, I want it to be accessible to the shop mainly, right? So that we can get it in and out, easy for the customer to come in and drop it off, and then easy to pick up. So, and going into the other yard wasn't really an option for regular, everyday customers, you know, other than the Brinkman, but I guess it is what it is to do what I have to do.
What we're trying to get here is, you have your storage yard. And you can have 4 trailers parked outside your shop.
Okay.
We don't want all your storage and your trailers outside your shop. So your storage will be at the back. And if you have units that are gonna be a month to get repaired, they go in the storage part of it.
Okay.
Where if a customer drops a trailer off, he drops it on your gravel pad,
I move it over there.
you move it over there.
Okay.
Dallin had a question.
Dallin, go ahead.
Nope, I didn't have a question, sir.
Sorry.
And like, we're giving you till next, what is it, July 1st? To be able to build your fence for your compound. Like, we're definitely not trying to hurt your business. We're trying to work with you, but we have rules we have to follow too.
No, I understand that. Can I make a comment about the letter now that I finally got to read it?
Sure.
That I have no clue where this information all came from that he has stated on this letter. I've been to see, I think it's the Cooks on 21. I saw the people on 29 who just bought it from Hinton. I've talked to Jimmy Fast. 17, which is the one that's kind of across from Isaac's, which is right below us. And there isn't any of them, well, one was kind of made to believe that it was something happening there that wasn't, right? We're not there to, being a small business and only 3 of us basically, or 4 of us in business, I do take that letter as a direct attack on me personally, because I know who Tyler is. So, and I'm going to be dealing with that in a different manner. But I mean, as far as people are understood here, the Cooks in 21 are customers of ours, right? And they did not realize that. They thought it was something different gonna happen there, like a recycling business or something like that. And that's not what I want, right? Number one, they're our neighbors. You know, and this is something I've been dealing with, trying to deal with since August of last year. We didn't buy that property, the Hanson property, till, January. So, and I apologize if it looks a bit out of, the house that's there. The house was never condemned. It was the foundation it sat on was condemned with the town. And there's nothing, I've talked with the engineers, and that roof is not the roof that's supposed to be on there. But all them 2x6s, 2x4s and stuff like that, why not use them? Why not recycle them? Especially at the cost of them, right? So, and I explained that, and everybody's fine with that. It's just gonna take us time because I am my contractor on this. And I'm gonna do it by code, right? I'm not gonna skip any steps. We've got a whole mobile home that's completely, that we have to also work on, so.
That's why we're giving you 9 months to get your construction done.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work with you.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Go ahead, Patricia.
Just had one more thing to add, and just talking, and with, how large is the gravel pad that you have there by the shop? So
In
do you have
front
any
of, on the north property, it's about, if I'm not mistaken, when I measured on Google, it's 60 meters by 60 meters, so it's 200 by 200 feet.
I measured it on,
Okay.
it's like it was the 10%, it was like 1.08 acres.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not even thinking of putting anything on, like, where the parts room's supposed to be. The only thing I was gonna put on that edge was, we have 2 Class Cs to do rebuilds when we're not busy with the other stuff. and we have 2 sliding campers, and I was thinking of parking them there. But because there's also, each of those Class C has a donor to go into it. And then I was, like I say, maybe, I was only gonna put stuff along the one side of across from the shop, right? But it is what it is. That's why I'm doing the gravel work there, is to try and get the water from going into the shop that's been going there forever.
Oh, okay,
Because that whole drainage drops right into the front of that shop.
okay.
So that's why it's kind of a mess there. And I've been doing it with a skid steer, which is a lot of work. So whenever I can.
Well, you can see the property is improving for sure.
Well,
You can
we're
see,
trying, but
you
I'm
can see
limited
improvements.
I seen a thing in there about traffic, and I talked to them about traffic. The tree planters, when they dropped their trailers off, was, yes, it looked like a mess at the beginning because of the way they were, but they were they weren't speeding or anything like that. They were very mindful, is what I'm told. But like I said, to any of them there, I gave them all my cell number as well, and I said, if you see any of my customers or anything, or people coming down into our yard that are causing trouble, I wanna know about it. They don't do it here, so why would they do it out there?
Anybody else have any comments?
Nothing from Dallin.
Okay, I'll entertain.
I'm good with all three.
A motion then?
Don't have it in front of me,
Go
but
ahead.
I'll put forward the motion that we accept this application with the conditions as listed.
Application number
Yes, application number, sorry,
15.
15-051-2022.
Any comments on the motion? None, I'll call the question. All in favor?
I'm in
Dallin,
favor, Tracy.
Dave?
Dave in favor.
Okay. It's passed.
Thank you. Sorry I took off the other day. It's better for me to just walk out because I'm a pretty direct guy. I'm very personal, so. And I apologize if it's gonna look like a mess for the first bit, but bear with
It's
us.
gonna get
It will
better.
get better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's it.
Yep, just need an adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Dallin, I'm in favor.
In favor.
Is it 10:18?
Tracy's
done.
in favor.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Good luck with your